Mirror, mirror. That is the topic of today's show here at Fused, and we are diving into how do you see you? Let's talk about it here on Fused Marriages. Let's go. Thank you for tuning in. We are Tristin and Michael, and you are listening to Fused, transparent conversations for marriage, family, and relationships. We invite you to join us as we discuss topics that are thought about but not talked about, so tell your friends and family to check us out. And as always, follow us and join us on all of our social platforms.
What is going on with you today? Looking nice. New fit. They can't see everything. You're not standing up or nothing, but yeah, she's looking good. Looking good.
But thank you. Thank you. And you're looking sharp, sir.
I know. I'm trying to, I got some help. I got help. Miss Tiffany, thank you. Miss Tiffany, thank you.
Thank you.
She's trying to get me right.
Good job. I appreciate it. So anyway, okay, so we're getting into today's topic. Remember, we invite you to comment and share and let us know what your thoughts are. So today is mirror, mirror. So my question for you, just to start off, is how do you see you?
Ooh, this is going to be, I think this is going to be a good one. I say good from the aspect of it's informative. I think we have learned something from it, right? Of just really what it looks like to have somebody to be a mirror for yourself. We'll set this up though, but I think the idea of in a partnership or relationship of having somebody that can show you who you are. Yeah,
your reflective character in life. So that's where the foundation of our conversation is how do you see you? So Michael already referenced it, the mirror. So the mirror is a reflective surface. Now it's like typically like glass coated with metal that reflects a clear image. So this is the foundation of our conversation today.
Yeah, and this, I mean, just to kind of, we're gonna set this up so hopefully y'all can go along the journey with us as we get into this. But part of a mirror, right? The design and development of the process. It's a process called amalgamation, right? And that's where you take alloys, you got copper, you got silver, and they come together, right, to really make this reflective property. And one of the unique things about amalgamation is that our research is like, hold on, it's a uniting property. So the idea, you have this mirror, you have this relationship, you have this person, it's uniting, it's a reflection. Like, to me, it was just like coming together in a way that was like, okay, hold on, this is a little deeper than what I even thought it would be. Okay.
Interesting. So we have vocab today. Yes. Okay. So there are three common mirror types, and I want to kind of just introduce them, and you can talk a little bit about each kind. Okay. So plain mirror is a flat mirror. This is the most common. It's just a straight view. The second type is a concave mirror. It curves inwards. It's a more narrow view. And then the third is a convex mirror, which curves outwards, and it's a wide view. Hey, some week you get excited because you hear some stuff and you're like, man, hold on, I know where we're going with it. And they may not know, but like this, what you just said is really, really informative. Just the plane, the concave, the convex, it's like they're all different types of mirror. And just the aspect is kind of describing like, okay, hey, what's some practical examples of a mirror. Right, we wrote down some kind of, so grooming, getting ready. You know what? Everybody got to brush your teeth. You got to get dressed. And just a little short story. I didn't really use mirrors growing up, and like even my adult, I didn't use a mirror. Yeah. And you were like, "Aren't you gonna look at yourself?" I'm like, "No, why?" There was reasons. I can see myself. I look down like I can see myself. Like, no, you can't. No. You need a mirror to kind of get a whole view of yourself to kind of see, make sure you ain't got black pants on and a blue shirt, thinking they both black. Which I've done before. Or a black tie thinking it's blue, and you're like, hold on, if I looked in the mirror, I would have saw that. Yeah. But that's one aspect of it. Also, another use of mirror is safety. Yeah. Right? We have the rear view mirror when we're driving, or our side mirrors when we're driving, right? So the idea of for safety. Dentistry, when people go to the dentist, all y'all go to the dentist, they got a mirror they put in your mouth so they can see the different aspects of your teeth. Different angles. And the stuff that's way back here, your molars. I don't know, I think I got my molars taken out. But like either way, you got these back teeth that in the back here, so you need to clean the floss back here, all that, right?
So they can see that. They can't see that with the naked eye, or at least with their angle with their own eyes. In sports, in training and fitness, you know about that, right? You always telling me, she's a workout kind of queen, just.
Wouldn't say queen, but.
You like to work out.
I do.
And she's real technical when you work out. Like, hold on, your form ain't right. Hold on, arch your back. Hold on, pull this way. I was working out. I've been working out. I'm a former athlete. I'm an athlete.
Come on,
what I mean?
Let them know.
I'm an athlete, right? But I was like, okay, I've been working out. She's like, no, you're not doing that right. These pull-ups, you got to go from arch your back. I was like,
straighten your back.
Okay, you go. And I had to listen, and you know what? I looked in the mirror to see my form, right? So that's one is used for security, right? You walk into the stores, you see the mirrors, maybe from the angles they have them up in the ceilings. You can see who's coming around the corner. You work in a manufacturing plant, you may see those as well, just kind of a safety standpoint, and also scientific. Right, mirrors are used, may not know this, but in telescopes. When you're looking at eye, they got a little angle light bounces off, so you can see way up. A reflective mirror to a magnifying glass, so you can see a little bit further out.
You better preach.
Preach. Hey, those are just mirrors. We're about to get into this stuff, but those are just the different types of mirrors. And
see where we're going with it. All these different types of mirrors and how they're going to apply to your relationship. So we talked about safety, we talked about grooming, we talked about fitness, all of that. So as we kind of take that to these different kinds of mirrors and apply them, we have 3 different common types of mirrors that are now in our lives. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah. Just to set it up, I think, it may be more than 3, right? I think that at least we're going to talk about. We think these are our common 3 that I think beneficial, impactful to people's lives, right? And we have to start with first of ourselves, right? Our first mirror is our Bible. That's just us, how we operate, right? And we use that as a reflective property to say, what's our foundation? What's our principles? Where do we, stem from our ideas? How do we want to see ourselves and things of that type? I don't know if you want to chime in on that.
That's good. Yeah, that's our foundation.
Perfect. And then another type of mirror just for us is our friendship, right? Or our group or our family, right? To who we hang around, the things that we do with those people, the conversations that we have, right? That's another type of mirror. And the third one, which we want to spend the most time on, is that we believe is our spouse. Right. A spouse, the person that we're able to kind of look at us and kind of say, hey, what are you showing up as today? Right. So that kind of practical, real person that you're day in and day out living with to kind of give you that feedback. And
I want to say this about mirrors. They show what is. And sometimes we like to project what we think is. And these mirrors, like we say, our foundation is scripture. So we look at that and it's going to show us, man, we're flawed in this area, or man, we're on point in this area. We're going the right direction. Or family, our kids are great reflectors. You think you're patient until all of your family, where you fit. Okay, are you really as generous as you think you are? Are you really as kind as you think you are? And you can learn that in the context of community and family. And that is a mirror. It shows you. And then when we talk about the spouse, that is what we believe is your closest mirror. That's the thing that's going to reflect all of those things that we talked about when we talked about the different kinds of mirrors. That safety mirror, showing you the truth in your appearance, showing you the truth in your actions, what you might be doing right or what you might be doing wrong. Your spouse is your reflective character, but in that, they're your reflective character through love. So it's not they're telling you all of these negative things about you. You end up discovering things about yourself just by looking in your mirror, just by how you connect or relate to your spouse.
Can I just add to what you're saying? You're talking about the reflective in love. Typically, the most mirrors, right? They just show you what is, right? And not to say, sometimes in what is it looks good, sometimes it looks bad. But the idea is giving you a true image of really what is, right? It's not to say true image, because I think I'm in my mind, I see, what we have reality, then we have this image, and we think it's separate, but it's really the same. And the idea of us really trying to say, okay, hold on, can I trust what I'm seeing in that mirror? I know I can't see all the aspects of myself, You should know that. But maybe you're discovering I can't see every aspect of myself. Can I trust this mirror?
Yeah. I think that's the, like, because there are mirrors in fun houses, which are going to show you things in a distorted way. And I think when I'm talking about the in love thing, it shouldn't be a cracked mirror. It shouldn't be something that is causing you to see yourself in such a negative way. So I think specifically about like somebody that's putting you down, because your spouse, there should be, to your point, there should be that amount of trust. So what I'm seeing in my relationship here is not condemning towards me. It's, man, this is me. I didn't know this about myself. I didn't see that before I looked in this mirror, before I had this opportunity to be in this relationship. Now I see some things that I need to work on that I didn't realize or I didn't recognize before, versus that mirror telling me all the negative things. Yeah, that's a cute top, but your pants are ugly, or that sort of put down thing. So when you walk away from the mirror, you feel badly about yourself, versus seeing yourself in the mirror and saying, I can make some adjustments.
Can I just jump in that car for a second? Because you went somewhere, man, you were driving. I'm like, I want to join that. And it just hit me as you were talking about the fun house, right? Some people, some of y'all, even myself in some aspect, have been in a relationship fun house, right? Where we have been in a relationship and that fun house, and that image was distorted of who we really were, right? And fun house, it got you together, make you look skinny, make you look tall, make your neck look long, your head look big. They say my head is,
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was gonna let
They've been telling me I'm like, no, my head's not that. Okay, I digress. But some people have been in trauma, right? Where now they can't trust any mirror. Because of from the trauma they've been into, the feedback they received from a false mirror, right? A funhouse mirror, where it distorted really, I'm gonna say, who God called them to be, right? Which is their best self, and put them down, as you mentioned, talk bad about them, gave them some negative feedback in a way that's really breaking them, not building them. Yeah. And now, we got to build. Can I trust a mirror? We got to maybe do a show just on that. How do you go back to establishing trust in somebody showing you something, whether it's your daughter showing you something, or your son showing you something, or your family member showing you something after you came out of a relationship, say, hey, we need to look at this. Now they don't trust anybody. Like, no, I got me. And they kind of close off to really the aspect of really what we believe. How do you see all your aspects of yourself without having a mirror?
Yeah, that's a really good ad, making sure that you can trust the mirror. And that starts even prior to this process, is making sure, hey, do you have a person in your life? Is your spouse the kind of person, and should be by the time that they're your spouse, that you can trust? And over time, that is also something that grows as you start to see that reflective character. You just start to see yourself in that mirror.
Right.
So I think that's a excellent point. Okay, so as we kind of progress, there are 3 reasons that we're going to really touch on how your spouse can and should be your mirror. The first one is on an everyday basis, that your spouse should be your mirror. You want to jump in?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going 2x that. Like, we believe your spouse should be your mirror. I know you just said it, but people need to let that sink in. Like, your spouse should be your number one mirror. And this is not anything we just kind of like walked into. We grew into this thing, right? Of really like understanding that for each other first. Like, hey, you know what? I had to learn how to trust you, that, you know what? You're going to help me be my best self. And vice versa. You have to learn to trust me. Sometimes those trust and those words are like, man, hold on. Can I take that? Is that really true? Are they trying to help me? Are they trying to hurt me? And we have to decipher that over time to say, you know what? No, this person has my best interest, right? They're being a true reflection of really where I need to be going toward. And your first question was, at least the statement was, we have on a day in and day out basis, right? Do your words align with your actions? You holding up this mirror in my face, right? And I'm saying, I want to be a great husband. But I'm over here, I'm coming home from work angry and kind of frustrated or detached. Right? I want to be a great husband. How you be a great husband and be detached and come home and you sit on a chair and watch news or sports, until you go to bed. I do watch sports. My kids like, you go on the couch and go to sleep. So they give me a little bit. But the idea, you said kids are your mirror, but sometimes be like, but you got to be conscious of that, right? Of really, if your goal is to be, I want to be this person, this husband, in my case, can I receive that feedback of what I'm actually reflecting back?
Yeah, that's huge. But I think that the mirror causes you to do that evaluation. So do your actions and your words align? Are you who you should be? That's that plain mirror. And then do you have the right actions or movements, that form mirror, that say, okay, this is, I'm heading in the right direction, even if I'm not there. If I'm not there yet. And, like sometimes you might have to change, just like you do with your outfits. You might put something on, like you said earlier, and you think it goes together and it doesn't. You think your words and your actions are aligning until you look in that mirror, you see the reaction of your spouse and you recognize, man, I'm not. Or you listen to something that they say, hey, babe, you said you're going to do this. That irritated me because you didn't follow through. I couldn't count on you in that. And you're like, oh, so hearing without being offended, I think is really important for that mirror relationship to work. You can't be defensive all the time. It can't be every time that they say something or that they show you a part of you, you feel the need to like, no, you didn't understand. No, that's not, like, to hear that, instead of saying you didn't understand what I was saying, say maybe I wasn't clear in what I was communicating. So you're taking ownership of what you're now seeing versus projecting onto that person their fault in it. Well, you should have, that if you didn't understand, you should have come to me and said, or whatever the thing is. So that now, okay, I'm making adjustments to make myself better because I'm seeing myself differently.
Yeah. And to me, I put some ownership on the person that is being the mirror. Everybody's not able to see every aspect of themselves yet.
Sure.
Right. And I think it's for us to discern, okay, how much really do I show this person of who they are?
Yeah, they can't take everything at once.
If you see take everything at once. I asked for that, y'all, airline ship. Hey, just tell me like it is. I said, we in month 1, month 2. Just say, just tell me straight up. I'm good if you just tell me. You know what? I'm a man. I've been through a lot, and I had been through a lot and seen a lot, done a lot, this, that, and the other. But I wasn't ready for what I was like, well, please hold on, pause. Can I reconsider what I said and take it back? I literally said that. I said, no, what? I don't know. I don't want that.
She said, tell me straight up. And you're like, no, I need a little fluff.
I need a little fluff. I didn't know I needed fluff. I didn't know it. But if you ain't been in relationships where you even had to anybody be a mirror, you don't know what you need. I have not been, you got parents that say the other kind of, but parents kind of really, most parents are kind of, fluff kind of guy. They're not really just telling you like, what, you trash.
I didn't say you were trash.
No. But some parents be thinking their kid like, man, my kid, golly, I can't believe, little Johnny over here, man, he over here kicked out of school again. He over here, this, that, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna use our kids' name. I don't want them to be embarrassed years later. But
well, you just said our kids.
Yeah, but we don't go directly and say that to them. Like we shouldn't, Yeah. We shouldn't say that. Yeah. You know what I mean? We typically are more loving, more tender, more kind of like, hey, you got to do better, this, that, and the other. Yeah. But
because they have to grow into that, just like the adults.
We don't do our spouses like that, though. When our spouses mess up, look at you. I can't believe you. Why did you do that? Yeah. You're like, you know what? We do our kids like, hey, you know what, man? I know, like, man, what's going on? We talk them through and give them the opportunity to kind of address them and kind of like, well, come here. It's all going to be okay. And we love them continuously, and they do it again. Love them again, and mess up again.
Talking about that grace that we have for our children.
Anyway, that's a whole different type of conversation, but yeah.
But I think that what you just pointed out is really interesting, that how you reflect. It's important, but like, how bright do these lights have to be in this room? Like, you don't have to say it's this and this and this and this and this and this and this, because then what you're feeding the person is destruction. And so we talk about this. It's how they can receive, what you discern that they can receive. So when Michael and I were first together, I'm a fairly direct person. And he's like, that's what I need. I just need somebody to tell me how it is. Mm-hmm. And then I did that a couple times and he started becoming very like defensive. Why you say it like that? Why you attack it? I was like, that's what you said you needed. And so I had to be wise enough to make an adjustment so that I could be heard, and so that there could actually be change. And then he had to say, you know what, Tristin, I didn't really realize that that's not what I needed. So it took some accountability and some self-reflection. And I think that that's important for all of us in a relationship, because the goal of the mirror, again, like I said earlier, it's not to cause harm. It's to show what is. But in a marriage, in a union, it's still in the context of love. I'm not trying to flash every light so that you can see all the areas that you need to work on all at once. It might just be, let's focus on this one thing. That's actually how a lot of arguments grow, is that it's one thing that you're supposed to be talking about, and then you end up talking about, well, it's this and this and this and this, and that's really challenging for somebody to be able to digest. Right. So recognizing, hey, we're only talking about this one thing. I'm reflecting this piece, right, and this is what's causing harm or damage, or this is what we need to address. So I think that was a really good point. And I'm gonna say one more thing, because you brought up kids. The way that we handle children is we're not trying to cause damage. Like you said, we let them kind of grow into that mirror, because we expect by the time that they're a teenager, they can take a little bit more than they could when they were a preteen, and they could take a little more by the time they're adult than they could when they're a toddler. And in some ways, we have to be willing to say, like, how much can my spouse take? And that might be considering not just what we are to show them in this mirror, but what are the other things that they're also seeing in this mirror? So you mentioned like coming home from work. Maybe if you know somebody's having a very stressful time in their work, it might not be the time to be like, look in this mirror and see all these other things. It might be, you know what, I can let this go for a moment. I don't have to show him or her everything. Maybe it's just, could you please pick up your plate off the table? And versus, you don't do this, and you don't do this, and you don't do this, and you don't do this. And they already have some other stressors, because that's when you start to break people. That's when that mirror becomes something that's broken, and that breaks the person that's looking in that to see their reflection. Is it's too many things all at once. So we have to be mindful, what is loving truly, before we become destructive. So anything you want to add to that?
No, that's good.
Okay, so the second one, that 3 ways that you should be a mirror for your spouse is in safety and blind spots. Yeah. Safety and blind spots.
Yeah, I think just as a person, and like I said, we've grown into this, there's no way you can see all the aspects of yourself. We just have a flawed view of ourselves. We see ourselves, most of us, in the best light, right? Some of us got the opposite issue where we see ourselves in the worst light, right? You know, I can't do, I just had and the other. But a lot of us also see ourselves in the best light, and we don't see, hold on, like, you know what, that was kind of rude. That statement, you always kind of like laughing at, like, that wasn't funny to me. And it's hurtful. You know what I mean? So the idea, I know we got some things that we kind of talked about where, I used to kind of had like the sarcastic kind of like little joke. But like, it wasn't funny to you. Some of the stuff, it wasn't really funny. And I'm like, ha, ha, ha. And like, you not laughing, you crying on this. I don't know if you were or not, but like, it was hurtful. And he was like, hey, you know what? Yeah, that's not really funny. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm trying to do the best I can in this area, and you making light of it. And I know you, and you didn't say, I know you don't mean anything, but like, you were like, hey, like, it wasn't coming across right. And I had to kind of like, well, hold on. Well, I think I'm being funny, or I think I'm like kind of just making light of something. And you were like, no, this is not. And I had to like check myself and back up off of that, right? And at least be conscious of, hey, how am I coming across in these moments? Because it was moments, right? It was moments like, it's not joking time right now. It's not joking time right now. You know what I mean? I got a tendency to be kind of like those little jokes out there, just kind of make light of the situation. But yeah, time was off, and it was becoming offensive. Right? And hurting the relationship. So
yeah, I think it's important to know, and it's on both sides, to be able to articulate, and you referenced this earlier, some things can be, you might not know are difficult or are challenges or are triggers or traumas that somebody could have. So it's important for you to say those things, and it's important for those things to be received and respected, because we all have blind spots. So it might be something that's real. It might be like, hey man, you're not great with finances. And that might be a mirror, but how you communicate that thing and how you receive it. So if you know finances isn't your thing and your spouse says, I'll balance the budget. Right. You can't be like, I could do it too, if you know that's something you struggle with. It could be, okay, you don't want them to do it because of control. It could be now you feel the need to prove yourself, but your spouse that's your partner. So say like, okay, I might not be that great in it, but I want to learn. I might, you might not be able to tell the difference between blue and black, and you might need that person to say, babe, that don't match. Right. That don't go. So I say all of that to say that we all have blind spots in our life.
Every single one of us.
Our responsibility in marriage is, again, to show our spouse, these are ways that are holding you back from being the best version of yourself. Let me partner with you. Let me help you. Let me show you this, and not just show you so that you can feel negatively about you. We can work through this together. This ain't nothing. I got you. Like, the goal of the mirror is to show. It's not to now condemn. Like I said, you don't have to have every light on the room, but you got to have some light somewhere, right? So I think that's an important aspect. Could you talk a little bit about the safety? Because we have the blind spots, but also the safety that a mirror provides.
Oh my goodness, I got a real practical example. You jumped right into it. So like, so I shave with a razor, base, head, and how I get the back of my head is with a mirror. Hold a mirror up to another mirror, so I can see the back of my head. If I didn't use that mirror, I use a razor. There's a really high likelihood I could cut myself. It's a safety aspect of really what that mirror is providing, and say, hey, could I do it without it? Maybe. Is there a higher risk of me cutting myself if I don't use a mirror? Absolutely it is. And I look at as my spouse, you as that kind of safety, like, hey, you know what? I see you hanging around this type of group. I'm not sure that's the right group to hang around. Can I receive that? Not to say that I can't not hang around them, I shouldn't hang around them, but as my spouse, and say, or, hey, I see you over here. You need to consider going over here to this area or exploring this over here, right? To me, it's going from, we talked about safety, but like, hey, safe area to like, hey, an area that's really going to grow you into another space, right? Where this season is done with, now you go into this new season. Could be with, in settings, right? Hey, you know what? I see some people in this, they're doing some things. How does that look on you? I know you're not doing it. But how does that rub off on you if they have this type of mindset? They're not doing anything illegal, this, that, and the other. Do you want that to be a reflective quality of you because you're hanging around them? Yeah.
My husband has a thing. He'll be like, he'll just say, So, but it is safety, because I'll meet somebody, or I'll be in a room, or I'll be doing something in business, and I'll ask about it, be like, no, I don't think so. And that might be something that I don't see, that he sees. And so there is a protection, and even down to the practical, like I'll be trying to go somewhere at night, like I'm gonna run up to the store. He'll be like, why, you don't have to do that tonight, do you? Like, it's late. Why are you doing that? And I genuinely will be like, I'm been grown for a real long time. Right. I can go out. He'd be like, nah, babe, I'll go in the morning. I'll go get it for you in the morning. I'll take care of it. You don't have to do that. So there is a very practical part of the safety of your spouse, because because when we met, I had been doing life already. Like, we've been together for a really long time now, but I had been really taking care of myself the ways that I needed to. So I didn't literally think about, listen, I can fight somebody, I can use weapons if necessary, but he was like, you don't have to do that. I'm the safety for you. You don't have to do all that. I'm gonna take care of it. So you don't have to go out and put the gas in the car. Just sit down. Let me handle it. Let me handle it. So there is very practical ways of being safe, but there are also those kinds of discerning ways of protecting your spouse. And it goes back to that trust. I have to trust that they seemed like they were fine to me. It seemed like a good deal to me when I read the contract, but there's something in you that I have to trust that says, I don't know about this one. I don't know if this is a good deal. So I think that safety thing is a really big part of the relationship, and the big trust part of the relationship. There might be some people that you've known for a long time, and your spouse like something not right, or man, I don't know if this relationship is one that's serving you, like you said, to your future. Yeah. So
that's good. That's good.
Okay, so the last one that we're going to talk about today is they provide an image of your future self. I love this one. So please take that.
I'm gonna jump back just into the safety one, just real quick, just to set up even the next one.
Okay.
The two different mirror types we just talked about. So the first one with the safety, right, typically is a concave mirror, right? A little indentation into it so you can see into it. Then this one, the future one, is a convex mirror, right? Has a little bit of bubble round shape to it. The first one is the plain one. You got to grow into each one of those. Typically, we have like the plain. Most people can kind of say, okay, this is what I see, right? You're talking about safety and looking at a little different angle of something. That concave, got to grow into that different level of discernment, different level of understanding, and the convex, seeing in somebody's future where you can project this where you want what God wants them to be, right? Their better self. That's a little different type of skill set that's required.
So these are levels as you're
absolutely. And I just discovered this as we talking through it. To be honest with you, this ain't nothing I had thought about or anything. I'm like, man, that's pretty it's pretty deep. Yeah. Even my own stuff, I'm like, I got to go discover that a little bit more. But you just don't walk into, hey, I'm gonna tell somebody about their future, or I'm gonna, be able to see, protect them in different ways that they don't know about. You got to grow into that thing, you know what I mean, and really get to know the person, get to know yourself, and be able to kind of discover that. But just going into what you're saying about your future self, like, wow, right? And I even talk about this with you in private, but sometimes in public setting. But there's no way I could be who I am today. Like doing a podcast and being up in front of people, never in a million years you would have told me this 10, 15 years ago. You wouldn't have been able to tell it to me. But you saw something in me, right? You saw something unique in me that said, hey, you know what? No, I think there's more to you than what you know about. Michael, you don't know. You just don't know. You see how people this, that, and I'm like, no. I'm not. It wasn't no false humility. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm a background guy. I said it, and I believed it, and I lived like, no. Y'all can go. Y'all can have all of this, looking at people and talking this, that, and the other. But this woman here, you looked at me and said, no, I'm not gonna let you settle for that. I'm not gonna let you settle for that. We're gonna start crying on here. We ain't never settled about it. But yeah, that's just real. So like you kind of that's real life for us, right? And I think that's an example for couples getting all emotional.
I love you, babe. I love you so much.
But just to see the best part of myself, right? And kind of I appreciate that from you. Yeah.
Oh, I love you.
Love you too.
I think that it's important. I do think it's important that spouses, you think the best of your spouse.
Yeah.
You believe the best in your spouse, and that you see the future for your spouse. That you see they shouldn't be the same when they marry you, any of us. Like, I know I'm better because of you. I think that it's important for all of us that your spouse makes you the best version of yourself, and they believe in you against all odds. Like, I remember before you ever saw me on stage, you were like, oh, you're a great actress. Like, you've never even seen me. Like, you've never seen it. You didn't know anything I had written. You didn't know anything that I had done, but you believed in me. And I think that that's one of the biggest and most important things about being married, is that you believe in your spouse and you believe the best about them. Yeah. You believe that they can do it, that they are it, that they're amazing, and you articulate that. Like, I believe in who God made you, and you've told me so many times that you believe in who God made me, and I'm better and blessed because I married you.
Love it.
We're having a whole love fest.
It's good. It's good.
Anything else you
No, so yeah, hey, you know what? I think if you have a future spouse, considering a spouse, it's like, man, you got to look at them like, hey, can this person be my mirror? Can they, first of all, can this be a reflection like who I need to be? Can they bring out the best in me, right? See, and point out things that, hey, this is a better aspect of you. Can you consider this?
Yeah.
And allowing that person you got to allow a person to be that first and foremost. And then hopefully you can be that to that person as well, right? Because it should be reciprocated.
Yeah. And I like you pointed out, it's all about growth.
Yeah.
You grow, you have to be open to grow, you have to be open to receive and open to see and be honest. And if you keep doing that and you keep being a reflective character for your spouse, so you keep being a mirror and you allow them to continue to be that, then you get to be better. Yeah. And it's a privilege to have a spouse that is a mirror. So that's our prayer for you if you are married, that you become the kind of person that can be trusted. And if you are, then you are a great mirror for your spouse, and that you keep growing. And if you're looking to be married, that you find the kind of person that believes in the parts of you that you might not even have discovered yet. Because that is the beautiful thing about having such a fantastic mirror. So
love it.
Thank you all for joining us. Make sure that you connect with us on all of our socials. We definitely want to hear from you. And check out our website, Fused Marriages, for more content and resources. Thank you. Let's talk about it.
Peace.